Hey guys, Haithi here. Just thought I'd bring you guys a Persephone guide because I know a lot of people like this god, but aren't very good at her and don't know how to play her. So I thought I'd, just show you like what to level on her, how to start her in Conquest, her mechanics, and like what she does, all that stuff in one video. Just so like if you suck at her or you don't know anything about her, you can learn everything there is to know about her. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you want to see a guide on like anything else, just comment it below, or like, hey, if you want to DM me on Twitter, that works as well. Twitter's in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learn a lot. And did the cues really all break while I was making my intro? Well, Smite broke while I was making my intro. That sucks. Hey, amazing. Awesome. Now the season just started, so there's a lot of discussion of what's good, what's bad. So there's a lot of different items you can be building right now. The Pro League's starting soon, so I recommend to wait for that and watch the Pro League and see what the pros do, because the pros always think of something that you might not see in ranked. But for me, the best start, there are 3 really good starts on her. You can either go the classic book 2 start, going into book 2, and then cooldown boots where they boots of focus. Oh, shoes of focus, my bad. So you can go the classic book shoes build. You can go the build from last season where you go boots 2 into T1 Doom Orb, back finish your boots, and then go right into Doom Orb. Or you can go the new build that you see people going where you go restored artifact into shoes of focus, and then you get first item Chronos pendant. All 3 of these builds are fine. They all give you, 2 of them give you a lot of power. Then this third one right here doesn't give you as much power, but it gives you 30% cooldown, which is really good with her ult. My personal favorite build is to just do the classic Doom Orb build. I think it's still really good. I don't think there's no reason not to do it. So I'd go boots 2, I go lost artifact, then I'd finish my boots, and then I get Doom Orb online. Third item, if they have healing, I'd get Divine Ruin. If they don't have healing, I'd go for Spear of the Magus. After Spear of the Magus, here's where you have a choice. You can get Coin if you think you're going to get a good amount of kills. If you think it's a low kill assist game, you get Shard. Both Coin and Shard are pretty interchangeable. Both the items are pretty similar. Shard gives you a bit more pen every 10 seconds, but Coin will give you a bit more power. I usually go Coin, but Shard here isn't bad. So then I get Coin, Soul Reaver, and then last item is where it's up to you. You want to get a Mantle, that's not the end of the world. I personally don't like getting any defense items on her. 9 times out of 10, I always finish with the last item Rod Tahuti, or if I think I don't need the damage, I will go with the last item Chronos Pendant. So this is my 9 times out of 10 ideal Persephone build right here. Also, I didn't mention this, but I feel like this should be like pretty straightforward. Beads and Aegis are what you want. No other relics. If you're playing in mid, Beads and Aegis. These are your go-to. Alright, so what we're going to go over now is Persephone's base kit. So, all her abilities and her passive. This part of the video is only for people that have no idea what Persephone does, or you have kind of an idea what she does, but you're not exactly sure. I'm just going to go over her basic abilities and her passive. If you already know what Persephone does, you already know what her kit does, then you can skip this video, skip this section of the video and move on to like the next part. Alright, so her first ability that we're going to be looking at is Harvest, her 2, which allows Persephone to plant seeds to the ground and auto-attack said seeds, and depending on which stage the seeds are at, they have different interactions, alright? So we're going to start with level 1 of the seeds. You can see right here, they look like skulls on the ground. When you auto-attack these seeds, they will give you a stack of your passive, and they will heal you. So what you're looking at now is the T2 of Persephone's seeds. So tier 1 were the heals, these are tier 2, the exploders. What the exploders do is each time you auto attack them, they do an AoE explosion that does damage and slows enemies. Multiple hits on the same target will do less damage. So if you have multiple exploders on the ground, the first one will do say 100 damage, the second one would do 75, the third one would do 50, and so on and so on. This is just to prevent someone from standing in like 6 plants and like doing like 8,000 damage to them, stuff like that. Now we're looking at the third tier of Persephone's plants, the walkers. All right, So what the walkers do is they take... Oh, let me get this out of the way first. So there's tier 1 plants. After 4 seconds, they turn into the exploders, aka T2s. Then after 24 seconds, they turn into the walkers. So what walkers do is you auto attack them, and they will walk and chase the nearest enemy. They prioritize gods, but if there are no gods around, it'll go for, you know, minions or jungle buffs. They walk up to them and they bite them. They do the most damage out of all the plants. The walkers will do the most damage, but it's not the most confirmable damage. If a player is good, 9 times out of 10, he is going to juke your walker. So the next ability we're going to go over is Persephone's first ability, Bone Rush, I believe it's called. What Bone Rush does is it's a straight line projectile. You just click your button and it goes in a straight line and it does damage. At the end of the projectile, it leaves a plant on the ground. The damage from this ability does go through walls, but the plant will not. So if you walk up to a wall and you throw your one, the damage will go through it, but the plant will stay on whatever side of the wall you are on. The plant cannot go through walls, as you see right here. Now we're going to go over Persephone's third ability, her Jump Flourish, which is pretty straightforward when you just look at it. It's a jump, and it's similar to Rama and Thoth, to where if you're holding your W key, you will jump forward. If you're holding your S key, you will jump backwards. So just the jump mechanic is very straightforward and simple, but what else this jump does is it gives you a buff, the buff that you can see on the screen right now. What this buff does is normally when you summon a plant, it'll start off as a healer, and then you will have to wait for it to become an exploder. With this buff, the next plant that you throw out will become an exploder automatically. You won't have to wait those 4 seconds. So you jump, get the buff, use it, it'll be consumed, and the next time you jump, you'll get the buff again. Another thing this jump does is any plants you are on, it'll automatically evolve and activate. So if you're on a healer and you jump, it'll turn into an exploder and automatically explode. If you're on an exploder and you jump, it'll turn to a walker and automatically start walking. Alright, the next part of Persephone's kit that we're going to look at is her ult, Grasp of Death. So what her ult does is it's a straight line skill shot. I know the targeter doesn't look like it goes very far, but this ult is global. It will not stop moving until it hits either an enemy god or a wall. What the ult does is if it hits someone, it does a bunch of burst damage, and it roots and cripples and lowers the attack speed of whoever's stuck in the cage. The cage that's created on the ult can be destroyed by 5 auto attacks from the enemy stuck in it or his teammates. But if it's only one person that gets stuck in it, remember that auto attack speed is slowed, so it's going to be really hard for them to get out. Also, anyone near Persephone's ult, near the cage, so the initial impact, will have a vine tethered to them. This vine will root and cripple them and stop them from moving away. They can move closer to the vine, but the closer you get to it, the more you can't move away from it. Alright. Now I want to go over level order, what to level, when to level it, and so on. So the first thing you're always going to want to level is your 1. Your 1 is going to be your first thing, Bone Rush. Level 2 is where it switches up a little. Where's increased level? Here it is. So at level 2 you have 2 options. You get your 2 or you can get your 3. You can get your 3 if you think you're going to be in trouble and you need to get away from someone and you need to jump away. That's completely fine. Personally, I prefer to get the 2 just because the small mid camps, if you walk up to them and you place down your plant, oh, did not mean to do that. If you place down your plant and you wait for it to evolve and you auto 1 the small mid camps, they'll die. So I personally like to get the 2. Then at level 3, you should always get your 3. Alright, so by level 3, you should have all 3 abilities leveled. That's always a thing, alright? Now, at level 4, this is when choices are starting to be made. You can level your 1 if you're new to this god or you're not as comfortable with this god, but I highly recommend maxing your 2. I think maxing your 2 is your best bet. You can also level the 1 to like rank 3 for wave clear and then max the 2, but I prefer to max the 2. So at level 2, it's at level 4, you put another point in the 2. Level 5, you get your ult. Level 6, you get your 2. Level 7, you get your 2. And then you'd max your 2, your 1, and then your 3. And then you put in point into your ult whenever you can. So, you know, for thing would be like this. So at level 9, I get my 2 and then my ult. At level 10, I get my 1. At level 11, 1. Level 12, 1. Level 13, 1. level 14 ult, level 15 jump, level 16 jump. Oh my god, level 18, level 17 ult, level 18 jump, level 19 jump, and then level 20 ult. Alright, that's your ideal leveling, like, order. Alright, so now we're going to go over Persephone's mechanics and her damage combos. A lot of your damage is all going to revolve around your 2 and the buff you get from your 3. A majority of your damage is going to come from this, what I'm about to show you right now. So I'm going to jump before a fight, so I have the buff ready, and then I'm going to auto attack and then place my 2 in front of my auto attack, alright? This is where you see a majority of Persephone players go wrong. What they do is they 2 and then they auto attack. They 2 and then they auto attack. They 2 and then they auto attack. That's incorrect. You want to never, ever, ever, ever do that. You always want to jump and then auto attack and then throw your 2 in front of the auto. This does take some time to get used to. The best way to get used to it, IMO, is just practicer. Going to casual games or going to jungle practice, auto 2, auto 2, auto 2, auto 2. Because if I just place a plant down like this and I'm on the enemy team, I see a plant, I can walk away from it. I can try and juke around it. Stuff like that. But if I throw an auto attack out, I can just auto 2 and, oh, well, he body blocked it there. I can auto 2 and you can't really juke around that. On the enemy screen, so on this Odin screen, if I auto 2, the plant doesn't even appear. The plant will just automatically explode. So if I do this and then I auto 2, on his screen, the plant doesn't even show up. It's just an explosion. Plus, throwing your auto attack in someone's general direction is a lot easier than throwing a plant in their direction and then throwing an auto. It's a lot faster to do this. So this is all your damage. It's auto-2ing. You want to get really good at that. Auto-2. That should be your bread and butter. Now we're going to go for Persephone's ideal combo. This is Persephone's ideal most damage one-shot combo. Alright, watch this. So you ult, 1, plant on the ground, jump to trigger the plant, auto 2, and explode again. That's your bread and butter full damage combo, alright? That's what you're always going to want to do. That's your most potential damage. Of course, you can do some alterations to this depending on the situation. Like, say this is an Odin with no teammates around and he has no beads, so he has no way to cleanse the ult. You can ult 1, since he has no way to break it right away, you can take your time to place multiple plants, then jump, and then auto 2. Oh, I missed the auto 2 there, but you got the point, alright? So always assess the situation. Sometimes you may not even have time to get up and do this, so you just want to like auto 2 from afar. So like sometimes if like this is a team fight and you can't walk up, you may just want to ult 1 and then auto 2 and then have your passive buff ready here, your jump buff, alright? So those are all your bread and butter combos, but the main thing you have to know and you have to get good at, and the thing that separates a bad Persephone from a good Persephone, is auto 2ing. Make sure to get 2 autoing out of your system. This is very bad. This is awful. This is amazing. Oh, well, I missed it there because I suck. This is amazing. This is how you get good at this god. Practice that mechanic as much as possible. That's how you are going to get good. Alright, now I'm going to show you what to do level 1 at Conquest. You got to do this really fast. You're going to want to buy whatever your starting build is. I'm just going Boots 2 and Lost Artifact in a pot. You're going to run out of base as fast as possible. The Burning Haste buff you get at level 1 really helps. Keep going. Run, 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 run. Don't stop. You have very limited time to do this. So you want to run all the way to mid lane, get your 1, level your 1, go up to your tower line. You want to step just in front of your tower line and cast your 1. This way, you set up seeds in your mid lane for the first wave to fight the enemy mid laner. You can do this 3 times. So I set up my 1, I'm standing right in front of my tower line. Gonna use my 1 again. Use my 1 again. So now that's 2 seeds. Now I have time to place a 3rd seed. Oh, a few seconds left on my cooldown. And then I can 1, and then I can start backing. Alright? See, now I make it in time to run out of base and meet my jungler at speed buff to leash him. So I'm just going to run. I keep having my Blazing Haste buff. Also, if you back in time, you will have your Blazing Haste buff, sorry. I'm gonna get to the jungle buff, the speed buff. I'm gonna stand right here. Remember, my 1 damage goes through walls. It's just the plant that doesn't. So I can stand right here. The buff would spawn, your jungler would pull it, and you can just 1 to do the damage to get the leash. Of course, I didn't because, you know, we don't have a jungler. Now we get to the mid wave, and what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna auto attack. And then as you're auto-attacking, you want to hit your plants to hit the enemy mid laner. Of course, right now, there's no enemy mid laner, so the plants are just going to hit the minions. But when there's an enemy mid laner here, and you auto these plants, they're going to go for him. So the enemy mid laner, instead of like clearing the wave, using their ability on the wave, they're going to have to like auto-attack, spin in a circle to juke the plant, auto-attack, spin in a circle to juke a plant, use an ability, spin in a circle to juke the plant. Or they're going to take the plant damage, and the plants do a shit ton of damage, especially the walkers. They will hurt you. And I'm just going to show you the idea what you do at level 2, so let me just clear this wave. Normally you'd be level 2 off the first wave, but again, we have no jungler. Now that I'm level 2, here's what I'm saying. If you feel unsafe, you can get your jump. If you feel like you're going to get blinked on, get your jump. If not, you can get your 2, place your 2, wait for your 2 to evolve. Your 2 plus your 1. Normally this will one-shot the camp, but since we're like a little further into the game, they're 1 auto each. And this build doesn't have as much power as like other builds, so normally you'll one-shot the plants. If not, they'll be 1 auto like that. So that's what you're going to want to do early game. Set up 3 plants in mid. As you're clearing the first wave, auto-attack your plants, and just pressure them. Because they have to juke the plants. They always do. And also, I guess, if you're playing against an enemy Persephone, the way you juke her plants is you juke in a circle. So if I have a plant chasing me, I run in a circle and the plant can't bite me. Plant chasing me, run in a circle, plant can't bite me. That's how you counter them. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope this guide taught you something. You learned a little something from it. If you have any friends that want to learn how to play Persephone or don't know what she does, I'd really appreciate it if you shared this video to them. If you have any other mid laners guides you want to see, please comment them in the comments. Or if you just want a general how to play mid guide in Conquest, how to farm in mid, any of that stuff, comment it down below. In the description, my Twitter is also linked. If you want to follow me and DM me something you want to see, I read every single DM I get. So you can literally DM me for like, hey, I want to see a certain guide, and I'll get right on it. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to subscribe and like. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch. I do stream every now and then, so thank you so much. Hope you guys are master Persephones.